So I was thinking the other day that I literally want to kill Dewey. Not that I out of anger, not that I was planning it, just impulsively murder him, you know. And it occurred to me that wait a second, like that's the reason why we're putting down so many dogs in this country, is because a lot of people feel like that, and they actually carry it out. The reason for that, I think, is because they think a dog is supposed to be like, I'll just use it as sort of a blanket term, an umbrella term, but they think that they're supposed to be all golden retrievers. And that's a very polluted, stunted notion of what a dog actually is. A dog is, okay, you take breeds like Goldens, Labs, King Charles Spaniels. They have been selectively bred for 1-2 traits usually. Docility usually is one of them. In those 3 breeds it has been. With Labs, high pain threshold, very soft bite, and docility. The reason is because they got to go into the waters up in Newfoundland, retrieve game, so they got to be able to not really sense the pain in the water, and they can't chew the bird up when they bring it back. Okay, that's not healthy from a genetic standpoint. When you're dealing with single or 2 trait breeding practices, it's going to lead to serious neurological disorders, and that's what you're seeing in a lot of Goldens, Labs, King Charleses right now. Really horrific neurological disorders. You're getting inbreeding, just really bad health problems. So when you focus too heavily on docility, it can produce adverse effects, unintended consequences from a genetic and health standpoint. So that's number one. Number two, so it's unnatural to expect a dog to be that docile. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, I love those breeds. I think they're great. What I have a problem with is that is the standard by which people judge dogs, and it's just unrealistic. And that's what leads people to saying, I've had it with this dog, or a dog with a baseline of aggression, territoriality, whatever, and they freak out about it instead of dealing with it. And it often isn't that hard to deal with. They freak out about it because they think this isn't how a dog's supposed to be. A dog is supposed to be a couch potato, doesn't want to do anything, and is sweet to everybody. And that simply isn't realistic, and it's not fair. And most people are treating their dogs like old armchairs, and that's not what they are. Dogs have been with human beings for 60,000 years, okay? And they've been bred to do certain things with us. Warfare, hunting, guarding, protecting, okay? They're carnivorous predators. They evolved in social hierarchies. They're not an egalitarian species at all, unlike human beings. And oddly enough, in this sort of sick, polluted culture that we're all living in, we insist on hierarchy for human beings and on egalitarianism for dogs. And we're all fucked up. Go figure, So we really need to change our conception of what a dog is. Dogs were bred to work, and a certain level of baseline, you got to be careful because the semantics with this stuff is so politicized, but a baseline level of aggression isn't necessarily an unnatural behavioral tendency. Okay, you got to think they're genetically identical to juvenile wolves. So if you think of dogs as, they're all just supposed to be floppy-eared sweetie pies, well, you're going to be in for some heartache, but really the dog's going to end up having a tough time, and they're probably not going to make it. And we're killing. They say 4.5 million. I think it's probably really like 8 annually in this country, and I think that's really, really wrong. Europe, I don't think they put down as many dogs, but they're banning breeds, which is arguably worse. What's going to end up happening is you're going to get a much healthier animal that we call the dog if this stuff keeps up, because all the your normal dogs, right? Ultimately, they got to come from working lines. Okay, working lines are what the gene pool's health is largely predicated upon. If we eliminate them, then we're fundamentally altering the species in a way that I don't think is very healthy. When you're breeding for a dog that can work, you're taking a bunch of traits. Like this idiot's prey drive is nuts. Fucking idiot. Okay, all right. So, he's got crazy agility. He's big. He's strong. He's fast. So, there's a lot that goes into easy. There's a lot that goes into most working breeds. And they, this one so far is very healthy, and he's actually really sweet. He's more so than my other Corso, actually. He's a lot more friendly, but he does have this sort of like switch, or he'll, especially, you see it when he's around other large, dominant males, dogs. But he's a little bit aloof, suspicious of strangers, but he's a fairly friendly dog. If he sees you're all right. He's got a pretty good temperament. He has his problems, but that's a longer story. That's not really his fault. But anyway, he's a pain in the ass, though. I mean, he's nuts. His balls, I mean, you can't, I don't know if you can see them. Flip them. They're huge. They're like cantaloupes. And his testosterone levels have to be incredibly high. And all he wants to do is, he just wants to work. He's like, that's a dog. I hate to break it to you, but that's what a dog is. And a dog, when someone comes to the door, if the dog's, that's kind of natural. What you do is you take these drives and you manipulate them and you channel them. You don't say, oh, I can't deal with that. If that's how you think, or if you're one of those people out in the suburbs and you're like, you know what, I just don't want to have to worry about it. Well, you shouldn't have a dog. You really shouldn't. Nothing wrong with sweet, submissive, calm dogs, but that are hyper docile. But you got to understand that's not. Don't apply that standard as the baseline criteria by which you judge all dogs. It's not fair. It really isn't. It's wrong, and I think it's a big part of why dogs that are closer to being real dogs, as opposed to dogs that have been selectively bred for juvenile traits, like Goldens, or, King Cavaliers. Easy, Peppy, over here. They're, those aren't really, in my mind, this standard, but they're anomalies. And unfortunately, we're taking an anomaly and we're imposing it on all dogs. And I think that's a big reason why pits now aren't doing well. Part of it is the people who get them. So you're getting, basically, you're the dog du jour amongst a lot of bad actors. Okay, they're most heavily abused and neglected breed. But I do think that people can't deal with any normal level of potential aggression or even obstinacy anymore, because they think that dogs are supposed to be easy. Pit bulls are easy. But someone like me who's just like, hey dog, shut the fuck up, do that, good boy, right? But he's challenging, because he's like, it's almost like he's like a Malinois, how hyper and drivey he is. But pit bulls are like, yeah, whatever, but people can't handle them because they don't want to do any fucking work. And they don't want to do any work because they have a polluted idea of what a dog is. We have to really rewire our understanding of what dogs are. And I think that'll go a long way toward having fewer of them end up in shelters and ultimately euthanized. And, maybe dogs like Dewey will be a little bit more normal. So you're the one who should be going to shelters, because you're a fucking asshole. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Out. Good. Leave it. I gotta clean up these toys before he fucking tries to kill someone over them. Anyway, that's it. Change your idea what a dog is. And I'm not dumping on Goldens either. You know, I love them, but that's a dog. You know. Out. Shh, sit. Shh. And that's how you control them.